What's up, guys? It's Kevin from Mathers on the Map, and welcome to our next van build episode. Today we are building out the frame of our garage slash benches, and we are going to be using steel studs to build this out. And what we're going to do is have on the left side our compartment for our water tank and all of our plumbing, and then on the right side here we're going to be doing a small steel stud framing along the wall of the van and around the wheel well, and build the supports for our platform that our benches are going to sit on, which would convert into our bed. So for this project we have some metal cutters here that we're going to be using to cut the steel studs. We got the steel studs from Lowe's, which I think these are 3.5 inches wide, and there's two main pieces here. The ones with the holes are the actual studs, and then the ones without the holes are called the channels, and the channels run horizontally and your studs are the vertical ones. So we're going to cut the channels down to 72 inches, which are going to run on both sides, because our platform bed is going to be 72 inches long. So to cut the steel studs, the only thing you have to do is just take your metal clippers and cut the edges, and then just continue to bend this back and forth, and it'll just break off. Alright guys, good morning. It's the next day, or maybe a couple days from the first video, but I made some progress last night on the steel studs. I actually I shortened the length of the studs from 18.25 to 17.5, and did this side that'll line up against the wall, and then this side as well. Now I'm making the box that is going to go around the wheel well, and then hopefully today I will wrap up the box on this side with the steel stud framing. So this is our 33-gallon fresh water tank, which is 17.5 inches. So when you look at these studs and you measure them to 17.5, they actually sit a little higher because they're on the channel, and the channel's on top of it. And again, the channel is the one that goes horizontal. So it's a little bit higher, I would say 17.75. So it just clears it. Now, where we run into some trouble is with the water meter. So this right here, you can tell, is about maybe 3/4 of an inch high. So when we put our platform above the steel studs, we'll have to cut out a hole so this doesn't get crunched down and ruin our fresh water tank. Alright, so I'm making a little section to complete the box on the passenger side, but I just wanted to show you how I put this together. So I use a clamp to keep this tight, and then I just kind of rigged up this little device with my socket wrenches, which is actually a perfect length. So it's the 5/16 extension and then a 5/8 socket bit on the end, and I just wedge it between and then slide it down. So that prevents these from just beveling in. Let me move that up a little bit. So it prevents it from beveling like that when you're trying to screw these little screws into place. So it's pretty tedious and time consuming. These are the screws that I'm using. Zip-ins 7 1/2. So right now this piece is for right there. So it'll be like that. Alright, so we just made this little box, and here's what we did last night, and we're just going to combine this right to here to get that platform. So our platform's going to sit on top of this, and right here is going to be our garage where we're going to put surfboards, snowboards, whatever we need. We'll have about 76 inches or so, so a little bit over 6 feet, which should be plenty of room. So I'm super pumped up about this. All right, so here you might notice that I'm building the framing on the driver's side with the 3 5/8 inch steel studs. In the next clip, you'll see it swapped out with 2.5 inch steel studs. So I reduced it down to get more space in the water compartment. All right, so here's the finished product. On both sides here, we have the steel framing for our platform that's going to sit on top of this, and our garage will be from this tape line all the way to the back of the van. So you can see that we'll have a little bit more than 6 feet for our surfboards, snowboards, and other fun things that we put in the garage. For this side, I ended up using 2.5 inches wide on the back piece and this piece, as well as this piece here on the passenger side. If I started over, I would have done all of it with 2.5 inches instead of the 3 5/8, just to give me more room in the box, and that would just give me a little bit more space for my plumbing. But there's my 33-gallon water tank, and here's my hot water heater. So all the plumbing is going to be done right there, and I'm going to wrap this with, I think, a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch birch plywood, something like that. But overall, I'm really happy how it came out. And just to help paint the picture a little bit, so we're going to build a platform frame out of 80/20 aluminum ready tube, and on top of that will be our benches that will fold into a bed. So it'll be an elevated platform with a bench and a bed, and then underneath it we'll have the garage. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up the episode on framing out the garage. Again, we used the 2.5 inch wide steel studs from Home Depot, and we also used the 3 5/8 studs from Lowe's. If we were to start over again, we would have only went with the 2.5, just for more room with our water compartment here. But I guess the 3 5/8 will give it a little bit more sturdiness, or whatever you want to call it, for the platform that we're going to put on top of this. Each stud runs 10 feet long, and it costs roughly $5 to $6 depending on where you get it. If you have any questions about this video, please drop a comment below. If you like this video, please smash that like button, and if you want to see more Vanbuild episodes, you might be able to guess what's coming next based on what's framed over there. But we will see you next time, and thank you so much for watching.